Are you a huge sports fan and think you might want to work in the sports industry, whether it be the NFL, the NBA, Major League Baseball, the Olympics, youth sports, whatever it might be? In this video, I'm going to show you where to search for those jobs. But I'm going to tell you up front, there's a catch to it. Searching online job sites likely won't get the job done by itself, but let's jump in. My name is Matt Farrell. I'm the host of the Farrell Sports Business podcast, and I also answer a lot of questions on TikTok for people who are looking to break into the sports business. I've made a 30-plus year career out of working in sports and actually just love helping and answering questions and maybe sometimes relieving a little bit of stress. I'm going to put your job search into three main buckets. One, sports-specific sites. Two, some general job-seeking sites. And then three, much more of a targeted personal touch. In the sports category, there are a few options. The number one option, in my opinion, is teamworkonline.com. They have more than 6,000 jobs on any given day across all different sports, professional sports, amateur sports, everything from professional sports league at the highest level, like the MLB or NFL, or minor league teams, etc. The second is if you're more into the college world, the NCAA has some great resources. Those are very college athletic department and or NCAA headquarter driven searches. Workinsports.com is another one. That is a subscription service. They have a one-day trial, a $1 trial for 7 days, and then it goes to about $40 a month. That's worth trying out just to see if it's giving you anything that you aren't getting in the other searches, which honestly I kind of doubt it. Other is jobsinsports.com. That's another good sports-specific one. And if you're looking to even work internationally outside of the United States, globalsportsjobs.com. Bookmark those. Those are good resources to use as you start your hunt, and you'll start to get a feel for where they overlap, where they differentiate, and what's best for you. The second is the general search sites. I wouldn't bank your career on these, honestly. LinkedIn, Google, Indeed, they're helpful and part of the process, but the thousands, if not tens of thousands of people who are seeking a job in sports are looking at those too. I use those as a check and balance. And maybe a little trick that I like to do sometimes is if I see a job at a specific company that I like and I find it on LinkedIn, I find it on Google, I'll go to that company's website to put in an application as opposed to just submitting through LinkedIn or Indeed. Hate to say it, but sometimes those sites end up just being an absolute black hole and you get ghosted on responses, status of the search, etc. So we'll talk about networking separately, but I try to go to the source that's posting the job as early and as often as possible just to eliminate a step. The third bucket is really much more of that personal touch. And this is going to be harder for entry-level type jobs working in sports, but it's the executive recruiters. An executive recruiter is out there. They're hired by the company in many cases to field candidates and wean them down and select a candidate and recommend them for their client. In this case, the team or the league or athletic department or whatever it might be. They tend to be director level and above type searches, but you can go to LinkedIn and start searching for executive recruiter sports, headhunter sports, and you'll start to see people that you might want to network with on LinkedIn and see what searches they have going. Some other more boutique sports agencies out there, one's called Turnkey, ZRG.com, and another was Prodigy Sports. And those are two of the more prominent search organizations or executive recruiting organizations in the sports world. And then they tend to list what jobs and searches that they have active going on as well. Tend to be non-entry level jobs, but you never know, and it's just a good resource to follow on LinkedIn or bookmark their sites. But I told you in the beginning there's a catch. As a general rule, your job search can't start and stop at online job sites and just submitting your resume into the digital pile of jobs out there. It's just not a high likelihood of success. It has to have some personal connection. It has to have some networking, and that is time consuming. It's a little bit hard, but I would be willing to bet that most of your career, your opportunities are going to come out of that. That's another video. We're going to add that to the YouTube channel soon about how to effectively network, where to go, how to do it. Especially sometimes people are a little more shy and that's not their thing. But I think there's some simple, effective ways to do it. We'll add that to a next video. Click like and subscribe on the YouTube channel. Post a comment of what questions that you'd like answered. In the meantime, if you want to just hear stories about how others got their job starting and working in the sports business, follow along on the Farrell Sports Business podcast and listen in. Each week I interview people who have very unique, I call them unicorns, jobs working in the sports industry. And we talk about their job and also their career path. What do they major in? How'd they get their first break? Maybe a mentor along the way. So hopefully you follow along.